Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog. So let's get to it. All right, you guys. So we are getting our kitchen remodeled today. So excited, you guys. And we're going to be having people walking back and forth. Maybe you guys might see them. It is a whole lot going on at the It's Rox household today. But I am excited, you guys, because my kitchen is very basic. And it is definitely due for some nice upgrades. So anyway, you guys, I'm sure you didn't come here for that, now did you? Let's see, where shall we start? Well, let's start with Shekinah. Y'all don't like me to call her Shekinah. Shekinah and Tiny. Now, there's been a lot going on in Tiny's life these days. We know that she and her husband, Clifford, also known as T.I., they are facing a lawsuit where somewhere around 11 to 13 women, I believe, have said that they were sexually assaulted by the couple. Some say they were drugged, others say they were raped, forced against their will. I guess that is rape. And yeah, so they have legal problems right now, big legal problems, because it has cost them deals. Their reality show is off. Their T.I. had some movies in the movie deals in the makings, and he was on Ant-Man. They took that away from him. So this lawsuit is potentially career damaging. Not potentially, it already has. They're working on their defense, I'm sure. Well, a couple of months ago, maybe a couple of months ago, right after Sabrina Peterson had come out, Glam University, once she had come out and had blamed or had accused the Harrises of these misdeeds. It was a whole bunch going on. People were coming out left and right saying this happened to him, that happened to him. Well, Shekinah, she being Tiny's very close friend, felt like it was up to her to get onto Instagram Live and talk about, she was fussing at Sabrina basically and saying that, amongst other things, that she was one of the ones that would help get the girls to bring the T.I. and Tiny. And as soon as she said that, I was just like, yeah, this friendship is a liability. I knew right then and there that Tiny was going to have to cut her ties. If she didn't realize it right then and there, then I'm sure she was advised, if not by her husband, then by her lawyer, that Shekinah does not know how to shut her mouth. She's always been very mouthy. She's always talked a lot, and she's just, when you're fighting a battle like this, you don't need your friends coming out and saying things like this. I mean, I guess she thought maybe she was helping. Child, I don't know how she thought that saying something like that was going to help Tiny. This is an actual lawsuit, and you were talking about, basically confirming that there were women that were brought to them to be raped or drugged. Okay. So yeah, it was, I was just like, oh my God. And so it seems that over the last few months since that happened, Tiny did distance herself from Shekinah. Even though behind the scenes we haven't seen this, I guess Shekinah was getting more and more upset about it and finally took to Instagram Live to talk about how upset she was that this friendship has gone downhill. She said that, first of all, she gives like the background on their history of their friendship, how they met. She was her hairstylist, and basically just kind of working for, just like basic hairstylist charges that Tiny was paying her when she was doing her hair originally. And then as Tiny started to work for Viacom, they worked to get Shekinah brought in as a Viacom employee, as opposed to being like a, just like paid for the day. Because even when I did that thing with K. Michelle for Viacom, I got paid just a small amount for the day. Okay, so they were doing the same thing for Shekinah until she finally became, I guess, like a contracted employee or whatever. And then she finally started making more money, and then she was, you know, so she was building. I think everybody can agree that Tiny is the reason why we know Shekinah, you know, being known who she is. So what we can all agree about Shekinah is she has an ability, just from her talking a whole lot, you know, she stresses you out because you already know that it's about to be something. You know, you already know that it's about to be something that really ain't probably good. And she ain't got sense enough to know that she shouldn't be saying these things. But anyway, in this 15-minute video that she made, she voiced how hurt she was that Tiny has left her out to dry, basically. That Tiny was in the room with her when she did finally put that Instagram live out, chastising Sabrina, saying that you were one of the ones that helped bring the women to Tiny and T.I. She said that that girl was sitting right there in the room, that she was the one telling me what to say. You know, she keeps on saying, I don't know that girl. I don't know nothing about that girl, talking about Sabrina. Okay, but you just said that Sabrina was the one that was bringing the girls, you know. So she's nothing but full of, you know, she contradicts herself quite a bit. I'm telling you, it takes a special skill to have to sit and listen to Shekinah Joe. Girl, I mean, I don't want to say the girl is flat out ignorant, you know, but she just, just, like I said, a liability. So anyway, she said that Tiny was there telling her what to say. She wouldn't have said any of that because she don't know that girl, you know. And then when she did finally say all that stuff, she was upset that Tiny didn't come to her rescue and let all these people shoot her down and say all these things about her because of what she said in defense of Tiny and T.I. And she felt like she was abandoned by Tiny. But then she also says that girl is a sweetheart. She's she really is a sweet girl. She's a sweet person. So like I said, a whole bunch of contradiction. She's upset with Tiny, but then she loves Tiny. But I mean, I guess it's a friendship that has gone down the hill. Okay, but when you just sitting there listening, you just like, Shekinah, just be quiet, girl. Just don't say nothing. Just don't say anything. Now, of course, Tiny came out. Tiny's been trying to keep a low profile. Okay, she don't need nothing like this. I'm sure her life right now has quite a bit of stressors in it, and she doesn't need anything extra to bring her even more stress. But she couldn't let this go, so she did comment, because it was on Instagram on one of the blogs, that, you know, you guys would have to be, you know, crazy if you believe this ditzy bitch. Okay, that how would it benefit her to be telling her to say the things that she said to everybody that she said it to on her Instagram live? She was like, on everything that I know and love. Okay, there's no way that I told that girl to say any of that. All right. And she realized after that she needed to distance herself. And she said, you know, she doesn't wish anything bad on Shekinah, but she just knows that this friendship is pretty much over. You know, God puts people in your life and they take them out of your life as well. And she's just going to trust that God meant to take Shekinah out right now. Okay. She wishes that she could move on peacefully, but Shekinah Joe is not really a move on peacefully type. And so that is why Shekinah, who is one of those ones who when their feelings are hurt, don't necessarily know how to just kind of be quiet. Instead, they make matters worse by, you know, doing things emotionally instead of really thinking about what they're doing. So after Tiny came out with that statement, then Shekinah came back out and said that she didn't feel like that was something that Tiny would say. Okay, that is not the language that Tiny would use, and maybe even felt like somebody else was answering for Tiny. That could very much be true. Okay, but the bottom line is Tiny ain't fucking with you no more because you don't know how to be quiet. Okay, and I know that T.I. has told Tiny in the past that Shekinah don't know how to shut the fuck up. That is somebody that, unfortunately, when you are facing these type of legal actions, then you're going to have to make some decisions. And that decision for Tiny obviously has been that she's not going to be friendly with Shekinah anymore. So, I mean, kind of sad, because we can remember the glory days of Shekinah and Tiny, you know, their little show that they had and all of that. I'm telling you, every time I see that wagon getaway when they're on the bike and and she's dragging her leg and she's just like, wait a minute, hold on. I'm telling you, that is some of the funniest shit that I have seen on TV. Yeah, they've had their times, but it's too bad. But these things happen. And like I said, Shekinah just don't have really the best sense. Like, you just don't want to call a girl flat out ignorant, but you just be like, girl, how you just... In the meantime, Tiny and her group, Escape, they have their versus battle this weekend. Okay, I thought it was going to be on Mother's Day, but actually it's not on Mother's Day. It's on Saturday, the day before Mother's Day, and they will be going against SWV. Yeah, we're excited about that. All this week, well, Candy has been posting, because she's the only one from Escape that I follow. Candy's been posting little tidbits of memories of being with Escape, and, you know, talking about her favorite songs with the group, both SWV and Escape and all of that. So she's been posting that, trying to build up, you know, for the show. I don't follow Tiny, so I don't know what she's been doing. I know that she hates that this shit with Shekinah is going on right before this versus battle, because she's been pretty quiet, you know. And so she probably was hoping that she can get to this versus battle and it don't be no kind of trolling in the comments about the shit that's going on with her husband, and now the shit that's going on with Shekinah. Okay, I don't know if people will give the respect to the group and not add that, but you know, it's always somebody. There's always trollers that'll be out there, and yeah, she ain't gonna need the extra. But hey, these things happen, you guys. The versus battle, though, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. What was the last one? What was the last one? I'm sorry, you guys. My son is trying to buy his graduation clothes, and I told him to go to DSW or go somewhere that was inexpensive for his shoes, and he just told me the damn shoes was $120. Why you ain't gonna wear these shoes but one time for this graduation? Oh. He said, I said, why did you pay $120? He said, I mean, I just chose the ones I like. Then he gonna say, don't worry. Anyway, yeah, we're excited about the versus battle. And I, of course, will be going with SWV. They are just the soundtrack to my 20s. They're one of the groups that I can just remember having a good ass time with. So yeah, y'all look for It's Rocks in the comments, you know, on Saturday night, because I'm sure I will be there. Looking forward to seeing the girls, what they're going to be doing, what they're going to be wearing, what they're going to be sounding like. The epic run battles between Coco and Latasha, whatever her name is. Yeah, so looking forward to it. But yeah, as far as Shekinah and Tiny go, yeah, it's a wrap on that. Okay, you guys, next story. I'm not sure if the people need me. Maybe they don't. Next story. It seems that Bill Gates is divorcing his wife Melinda, or his wife actually is divorcing him. She is the one who filed in Washington, the state of Washington, citing irreconcilable differences. And yeah, 27 years of marriage will now be split and divorced. Right now, Bill Gates is worth $145 billion. And because there is so much wealth between the two of them, even if they were to split that, not even 50-50, even if it was 55-45, or maybe even 60-40, okay? When you have $145 billion, I mean, really, what does it matter? You're going to still always have enough money to do whatever it is that you want. So they expect this divorce to be amicable, mostly because they had already said that they were going to give most of their fortune. They had already given a pledge to give most of their fortune away to philanthropy. Okay, so they were a part of, there's like a group of extremely wealthy, your Warren Buffetts and those types, who have already agreed that they will give most of their money to charity, basically. So there's really nothing that they will be fighting over. And even though they don't have a prenuptial agreement, they have a fully binding separation contract, which is also very known for wealthy couples, where they already have dictated with their lawyers exactly what needs to happen in the separation. And so, yeah, they expect it to go well. They don't expect any mudslinging. They expect it to be very private. They've already said in the news for us not to look for us to know the details of their divorce. Very much the way their marriage was is going to be how their divorce was, which is none of your damn business. All you need to know is these motherfuckers are still rich. And it seems that Bill Gates has already transferred $2 billion in stock, or shares for different investments that he's had. He's already transferred that over to Melinda. And they have property all over the United States, and probably many other places outside of the United States too. And I'm sure that they're going to divvy it up, and whatever it's going to be. And Melinda's going to go off into the sunset, and Bill is going to be Bill. They still will continue to work together. They still have their Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And so, yeah, just a little blip, you guys. 27 years, though, down the drain. I was just like, ooh, child. I told you every 7 years, and you get to that 28th year. Me and Mr. made it okay through the 21st, child. We'll see how the 28th goes. I know they probably like, why is she in this car? Okay, let me move on to the next story. You guys, next story up, let's talk about this situation in Florida where the principal paddled a 6-year-old girl for damaging the school computer. All right, now the police are investigating an incident at the school where Principal Melissa Carter, used corporal punishment on this 6-year-old child. She caused $50 in damages to a school computer, and she was upset about that. So evidently Miss Carter called the little girl's mother, told her to come to the school, that they had to pay the $50. I'm thinking to myself, what is $50 on a computer? If she broke something, it would have to have cost more than that. So I'm not understanding. I think they said it was a scratch. So petty to begin with, because kids are going to be kids, and you got equipment that kids are going to be around, and you're going to be, So anyway, getting back onto the story. So she called the mother, told her to come down there, pay this $50. The mother comes, and the mother's an undocumented worker, an undocumented immigrant. Those types do not like to bring much attention to themselves anyway. So if the principal tells her to come down there and pay this $50, that's what she's going to do. She goes down there, and when she is sitting there, the principal is disciplining her daughter, fusses at the girl for scratching the computer, and then she pulls out a paddle. She hits the little girl one time. The little girl starts crying. She's saying, no, no, no. There's a video out, you guys. And I was pissed when I saw the video. But anyway, let me continue. So the little girl is saying no because the paddle hurts, obviously. And the principal is just like, this is what happens to you when you damage other things, when you do things like this. And she hits her 2 more times. Now the mother, I guess she didn't feel comfortable confronting the principal right there. The principal definitely had the right one that day, because you couldn't have done that with Shaquanda. But anyway, the girl did videotape this. This is why we can see the video now. But she still didn't say anything as the principal whipped her child, and then said she better not do it again. She even will welcome her mother coming down there and whipping her butt in front of everybody if she had to. I guess the principal thought that she was helping the mother out, that the mother could not take care and discipline her own child in the best way that she felt it was. This woman had taken upon herself to discipline this child, even turned to the mother and said, if you got other kids at the house that's acting a fool, you can bring them up here and I'll paddle them too. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I guess maybe the principal thought she was helping. And let me tell you what I found out. There are 19 states, including Florida, that still allow corporal punishment in their schools. Okay, elementary and high school level schools. So, you know, what are the 19? I bet you they mostly down south. I bet you anything that they are down south states that still allow that. Even though Florida does allow that, this particular county, which was Hendry County School District, they don't allow corporal punishment. So I don't know if this principal was from another district and remembered what she was able to do in another district and moved it on over to Hendry, and we can't do that over here to Hendry. Or if this teacher just felt like it was her place to discipline this child. You know, but like I said, I was surprised as hell that you still got 19 states that allow that shit. I mean, you'll get these. I wouldn't even want to paddle no kid as a teacher or as a principal, you know, as administrator, because these parents will fight you. Okay, and you know I ain't no fighter, so they fight me, they gonna win. But yes, it's crazy. So the girl, the mother, did reach out to the lawyer. And now they have like I said, a pending investigation on this principal. If it is not allowed in that county, then what is we investigating? We got the video. The woman is whipping a little girl. That means that her ass needs to be fired. There was another woman there that was also involved, not in the paddling, but she was also there. So they're investigating this teacher. I mean, this principal and this other woman as well. We'll see how that goes. But I mean, I done already made up my mind, you guys. What do you guys think, though? Do you think that there needs to be, you know, that she should be able to keep her job when she's done something that clearly is against the rules there? And who out there is putting their kids in schools where somebody else is, you know, able to whip your child? I know we can think back to a day when, you know, when it took a village and people was, you know, helping raise your child in the community. And, you know, if somebody did pop your child, that was fine. But see, that is not what today is. Today, I'm not trusting anybody to whip my child because I don't know what type of whipping they gonna do. You know, if it is going to be extremely hurtful, no. So whatever discipline, it needs to just come from me or they daddy. All right. So yeah, Nope. That's just not okay. But y'all seen that video? It's something else. But yeah, honey, they don't touch my child. All right, you guys, next story, Tristan Thompson. It seems that he has sent a cease and desist to his latest conquest outside of his relationship with Khloe Kardashian, and that would be Sydney Chase, after Sydney Chase put out the story that she and Tristan Thompson were getting it on. All right. She didn't call it an affair because she didn't know that he was still in a relationship. She said that she had met him. He told her that he was no longer in a relationship, that he was single, and she thought that that was okay. So they hung out, she said, and they hung out very publicly. And went and did things together. So she didn't think anything of it as if she was, you know, cheating. And I was like, girl, that's because Khloe don't care. She gonna stay with Tristan whether or not he is out in public, if he's doing it in private. I mean, we have seen him with other women sneaking in the hotels and all of this, and Khloe is still there. I know people say that Khloe broke up with him after the whole Jordan thing, but I don't even believe that they ever broke up. I think that she has always been with him, and that they tried to take that off of the air, you know, when shit went bad. But Khloe's gonna be there with Tristan. I don't know if the man got laser fired, DICK. Okay. Sydney said that it was a peekaboo dick, but it was good. Okay, meaning that he's not circumcised. Not that doesn't prove that he's done it with her, because I think the news was out that he was uncircumcised. But yeah, Khloe ain't going nowhere. I read in somebody's comments, they said that Tristan ain't for the streets, Tristan is the streets. Brother man is Main Street. You come up and down this one and, you know, you're gonna have a good time. So it does bother me that the girl would be going after Khloe, you know, reaching out to her, telling her, you know, reach out to me, sis, you know, your man is doing this. Like, That's not cool either, okay? Because Chloe ain't did nothing to her. That's something that Tristan was doing. Tristan is the one that's cheating, you know? So that is fucked up when women do shit like that. But like I said, Chloe's gonna stay, and it's too bad. I think Chloe has a lot of issues, that self-esteem issues, I would say. We thought that she was maybe the strongest sister, but somewhere along the line, she has, her self-esteem has suffered, and it might be at the hands of Tristan. So yeah, he had to send her Sydney a cease and desist because she just wouldn't stop talking, and it'll die away and it'll go away, and then we'll see Chloe and Tristan back together again, and then he'll do something else again, because like I said, Tristan is the streets.